Stars United team, this is Kira, and today Fallon and I are going to be going over how to do a bun for competition. Before we get started on that, I'm just going to quickly go over everything that you'll need to do the perfect bun. So first things first, hairbrush. I think everybody should have a hairbrush. It doesn't matter what kind, just as long as your athlete's hair is brushed already, it'll make your life a lot easier when doing their bun. The next thing you can buy, I usually get these at Walmart for reference, but you can get them from anywhere, is a good set of hair ties. I usually get the goodie ones. They're a little bit thicker and hold their hair pretty tight in a ponytail. These are about $2, but again, you can get them from anywhere. Next, you're gonna need bobby pins. You're gonna go through a lot of bobby pins this season. I always keep my athlete's bag stocked. Again, you can buy, I think there's 200 bobby pins in this little baggie. I got it from Walmart and I think it's about $2 or $3. So it's always good to have a bunch in your bag. The other thing I will make a mention of is that I don't know if you can see it on the video, is the bobby pins that I have like these little ridges on one side, and that really helps holding the buns. So if you are looking at different types of bobby pins, just having the ones that have the ridges makes a big difference. One of the last items you'll need, I use a bun, I don't even know what I call this thing, a bun maker. This isn't mandatory, you don't need this, but depending on your athlete's hair, you may want this to help shape their bun, but this is kind of here nor there. It's whatever you prefer. You'll also need hair gel. Again, any kind will do. You want it to be a good holding hair gel. I think I got this from Shoppers or Walmart, and again, it was just a couple dollars. I've had this same tube now for almost 2 years, and it lasts a pretty long time. And then the last, one of the last items would be hairspray. Again, doesn't matter what kind, any hairspray will do. And the very last thing that you'll need is hair nets. And again, you can buy these. I think I got these at Shoppers. It came with 3 and it was a couple dollars. And again, you just want to buy the color that matches your athlete's hair the best. Okay, so we're gonna get started on the bun tutorial. So this is our lovely model, Fallon. Fallon, say hi.
Hi.
Okay, so Fallon's already brushed her hair, which is great to make it a lot easier to put it up in a ponytail. Before we get started, Fallon, do you have any tips for anyone who's gonna get their hair put in a bun?
Well, the one main thing that you're gonna have to try and do is you wanna keep your head very still. That's so when your mom or whoever's doing your bun doesn't put it in the wrong spot, or if you're like moving your head, they might put it in the wrong spot. So just try and keep your head really still.
That's a good tip. That's a good tip. Okay, so first things first, Fallon's hair is already in a center part. If your child naturally has maybe a cowlick, or maybe they, after a shower or a bath, you part it off center, that's fine. But for competition, at Stars United, we like to have a little bit of a center part at the front of our bun. So when you wash your athlete's hair night before competition or whenever, you're just going to want to make sure that you part their hair in the middle and you let it dry that way. It just makes it a lot easier. The hair kind of remembers that position so that when you're putting it in a bun, you're not fighting with it. I'll also do a couple tips at the end of this video of just in case you're having trouble with the center, or you do the bun and oh my goodness, you don't see the center part, but we'll get we'll get to that at the end of the video. Okay, so to get started, Fallon, can you turn this way for a second? Okay, so the best place that I find to put your athlete's hair up in a ponytail, and your ponytail is the foundation of your bun, so you want the ponytail nice and tight, and you also want it in the right position. So I usually do Fallon's ponytail between the top of her head and the top of her ear. So it usually ends up in this type of area. And then that way, once I wrap the hair around and do the bun, you can still kind of see the top of her bun. It's high enough to be out of the way from your baton, but not too high that you look a little crazy. And again, the more you do it, the more you'll be comfortable with the position. So Fallon's hair is already in the center part. I usually start by brushing her hair to the side and back here, so you can see her hair is in a nice straight line, and eventually it just kind of goes upwards. This is going to take a little bit of practice. I've been doing this for a while, so it just kind of happens for me, but again, the more you do it, the more you'll get used to it. So again, I'm just brushing both sides to the back of her head and slowly moving her hair up. You're gonna lose most of the middle part except for at the front of her head. So let me just see here. So that's usually where I like to keep Fallon's bun, is right here. And if you look at the top of Fallon's hair, Fallon, look down, honey. There's still a little bit of a part at the top of her hair. So again, I already have my hair elastic on your wrist. That's another tip right there. Have hair elastics on your wrist already. It makes it a lot easier. And we're just going to pull this up right here. Okay, so Fallon's hair is nice and tight. You'll notice though, turn your head this way, honey, and up. You'll notice that some of the hair just around where the ponytail is isn't perfectly flat. That's okay because your bun's gonna cover it. So the most important part is that all the hair is pulled back off her face, as you'll notice here. She has her center part just at the front, and all of her hair is nice and tight and neat. And all of these little wispies we're going to get rid of afterwards. Okay, so Fallon, can you face the forward? Or face the forward, face the front?
Face the front.
Face the front. Okay, so the next tip, and this is where sometimes people go wrong, is hair gel. Is hair gel your favorite, Fallon?
No.
No. Okay, so the trick with hair gel is once you put the hair gel on to hold all your wispies, you need to stop touching it. As it starts to get tacky and dry, people sometimes keep touching it, and then what happens is you touch it and then you take your hand off and it actually ends up pulling the hair off of your nice sleek bun and makes it look a little crazy. So we're gonna put a little bit of gel in our hand, about that much. Put it all over our hands, and this is Fallon's favorite part, is I actually start by pulling each part of her hair back. Yes, I get gel on her forehead. Yes, she hates it, but then it goes away, and once it's done, it's done. So we start with that, and then I pull her ponytail up. Look down, Fallon. And with my same gelled hand, I do the same thing up the back of her hair, just like this, and then I do not touch it. You're gonna wait a minute for it to dry, just so that all the little hairs that we've just gelled back actually have a chance to dry. If I were to touch it now, it would actually pull the hairs back out. So it's pretty dry now. We've waited a couple seconds here. So now comes the bun. So there's a couple ways you can do a bun. So like I said, for Fallon's bun, I usually use this, what do we call this? Like a bun maker, a bun bumper? Again, you can get these at Walmart in different colors and sizes. If you don't want to use these, so some athletes have a lot of hair that's thick and they really don't need a bun bumper. We're gonna call it a bumper. Then what you can do is, Fallon, can you turn to the side again? Is you can actually twist their hair like this and slowly hold it down and wrap it around in a nice bun shape like this, turn and down. And then you would start to bobby pin your bun to their head. For this tutorial, I'm just going to use the bumper because that's what we do. And I know a lot of people like to use them. So head down, you take your bumper, which has a hole in it, and your ponytail, and you're gonna pull the ponytail through your bumper so that it looks like this. And then what I like to do is I separate Fallon's hair slowly around her bumper, and I spread it out. I'm actually going to flip the camera here, sorry. So that it looks like this. And then I'm gonna put a hair tie right on top. Let me set this back down. And I'm gonna grab a hair tie, and just like this, I'm gonna slide it right around. Put your head up, turn. It's gonna look just like that. Then I'm gonna take all of this extra hair, so I'm gonna divide it into 2 sections. Make them as equal as you can. Turn again, Phil. That looks like this. So now I'm gonna take this section and I'm gonna split it into 2. And again, I'm gonna start twisting it in the way I want the hair to go. So we're twisting the sections and we're bringing it around the bun. So this section I'm gonna twist. And I usually have my athlete, whoever's hair I'm doing, I'll say, Fallon, can you hold this, please? Can you hold it with your other hand so you don't pull your bun out? Thank you. And then I'm gonna take this other section. And again, if your athlete's hair is a little bit knotty at this point, you can always take a little bit of a brush. Fallon's hair is not too bad, so I don't need that right now. And I'm just gonna twist this other section, again, in the way that we're going to be twisting our hair. You can twist the hair to the left, you can twist the hair to the right. It really doesn't matter. You can also braid it and then twist it around. This just is the method to my madness, but you'll find your way. So after I twist it, I usually hold it in place where I want it to be, just like this. And this is when I'm gonna start putting in my bobby pin. So Fallon's gonna continue to hold that. And the trick with bobby pins, I think earlier in the video, I talked about these little ridges on the side. The ridges are supposed to be what is on your athlete's head. So they should be facing downwards, not upwards. So I'm just gonna grab a little bit of the hair and I'm gonna push the bobby pin in like this, and I'm gonna continue doing that, ridges down, just like this, until the piece that I've twisted is getting stuck to her head, just like that. Then I'm gonna take the piece she's holding and loop in with mine so that it's one piece, just like this. And I'm gonna continue with my bobby pins. All the way around. And again, you'll notice that the little bits of hair that were around my ponytail originally that weren't perfectly flat, you can't see them anymore. They're perfectly covered. What's another tip I could say? You're gonna need 1,000 bobby pins. More bobby pins is better than less bobby pins. Any tips about bobby pins, Fallon? Try not to scream when your mom stabs you in the head?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we're just gonna continue around here. I'm almost done. You can also put bobby pins right into the bun bumper. The other thing I'm gonna point out, turn to the back, sweetie. So see little hairs like this? Your hairnet is going to kind of finish your bun and make it look that much more perfect. So little wispies like this from your hair and your bun is not such a big deal. The most important is that the bun is secure on your head. So you just want to go in a circular motion, putting in your bobby pins. Turn this way. So some questions that I have is because I've started the twist here and I still have, Fallon has quite long hair. As I've gone around her bun, people say, where does this go? Does it go on the top of the hair? Does it go in between the bun and this twist? It's really up to you. I usually tuck it in between the bun and the twist. You can stick bobby pins in the bun bumper, just like so. So hair, bun bumper, it can go right in, just like that. And again, I just go around her head until all the hair is in. Just like this. Okay. I usually ask Fallon to give her head a shake. Can you shake your hair? Does it feel tight?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So once your bun is looking like this, I'm going to turn to the back. You can see I have some wispies here like that coming out of her bun. That's going to take, I'm going to take our hairnet and again, turn to the back. And so I'm going to start by putting the hairnet on top of her entire bun, coming down to the bottom, twisting it and looping it around her bun again. And if you can do it for a third time, it really depends on your athlete's hair. So right now, Fallon's hair is quite big. Her hair is very long. So if I can maybe fit it around the bun a third time, but if not, you can always bobby pin the remainder of the hairnet into her bun. I usually then will push all the bobby pins in just like this and keep it, tighten it all up. Like that. Turn. Can't even tell, and you'll notice all the little wispy pieces are gone. Sometimes for hair like this, I don't know if you guys can see this on camera, she has like a little loop of hair right here. Again, I'll just take a bobby pin, look down, Fallon, and I'll just grab this hair, sorry, I don't know if you can see this, into a little pinch like this, put the bobby pin around it, and push it right up into her bun. It's not her favorite thing in the world, but it does keep her hair nice and tight. So that's basically how to do a bun. Look straight, sweetie. So her hair's nice and off her face. I can touch her hair now. You'll see I don't advise touching their hair all day, but it is nice and dry now. She does have a bit of the center part at the front, and her bun is all in, and there's no hair falling out. The last thing we do is hairspray. So what's your tip for hairspray, Fallon? What do you do when I hairspray your head?
I hold my breath because I feel like I'm suffocating in the room.
Okay. So anyways, shake your hairspray. I usually, same thing, I'll tell the girls to hold their breath, and I usually just spray their hair just to give it one last hold, and then they're usually good to go. Let me just grab the camera and I can show the bun, okay? So here's the top. Just look straight to me. And there we go. Okay, so now we're going to talk about a couple little tips and tricks that I may not have mentioned in the tutorial. So sometimes people have a tough time getting this center part to stay here. That's okay. Do your best. If you find that you lose it and their hair kind of looks like this without a part, what you can do is you can take a bobby pin, you can take the end of a makeup brush like this, and you can kind of put the part in with your fingers, just like this. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take a bobby pin and you're actually, put your head down, sweetie. You're actually gonna pull some of this hair here all the way to the bun, and you're gonna bobby pin it all the way back here, and it just slightly pulls that hair in. You gotta make sure the bobby pin's right at the bun, otherwise it'll look like you have two little horns popping out of your head. And then same thing on this side. We're gonna pull that hair ever so slightly all the way to the bun and pop it in. And now she has her part back and no funny horns on the top of her head. I think that's it for now. Anything else?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Well, we'll see you next time, and we'll see you at competitions, and best of luck on your buns.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for watching our bun tutorial. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me anytime. I'm at all the competitions. You can bug me, no problem. It's never a bug. I thought I would maybe just do a couple extra tips and tricks that maybe I didn't mention on the tutorial. So number one, my best tip as a baton mom doing buns for a million gazillion years is your ponytail is the absolute foundation of the bun. So if you're going to practice anything, it's putting your athlete's hair up in a ponytail, a nice tight ponytail, and getting comfortable getting their hair up. If you can do a nice tight ponytail, you're 75% done. Like the bun is the easy part. It's the ponytail. So practice the ponytail. Depending on your athlete's hair type, you're going to come across different things that are going to work or not work for you. For example, if your athlete has really thick hair and long, you may not want to use a bun bumper. You may want to just twist their hair into a bun and bobby pin it down. A bun bumper, while it does create a really pretty nice shaped bun, it does kind of make your bun bigger. So if your hair is already really long and extra thick, you might end up with a really large bun, or you might just feel a little bit overwhelmed with it. If you have medium to thick hair and thin hair, you might love having a bun bumper. I don't even know if that's what it's called, but we're just going to go with it. Just because it helps shape and create your bun. If you have thick hair and you want to use the bun bumper and you're finding the twists just aren't holding, braiding is also a really good idea. Twisting them around your bun bumper and pinning those in. It'll just help keep the hair nice and tight. Put more bobby pins than you think. Always put more bobby pins than you think. I know in the tutorial I had Fallon shake her head. Obviously for the purpose of the video, I put a bunch of bobby pins in, but if I'm being honest, I have a handful that's left over right here that usually end up in her head. More is better. More bobby pins is always better. I think that's it. Otherwise, I will see you guys at competitions. And again, if you ever need help or have any questions or want any tips, I'm happy to help at any time. And go Stars, go.